in your sadhana, your primary goal. Whether you apply lipstick or not doesn't matter. Whether you put hair oil or you put tilak, etc., it doesn't matter. But the most important thing is you must cleanse this mind. That is why there has been a saint called Ravidas, whose words are very famous in India. Jo man changa, to kathauti mein Ganga. This Ravidas has been a very astonishing saint in the medieval Bhakti period. His story is very intriguing. In the 15th century in India, in the beginning of the Bhakti movement, was a great devotee of Lord Ram called Swami Ramananda. He has also been the guru of Kabir Das. So Swami Ramananda had one brahmachari disciple who used to go and do bhiksha, beg for alms. He would bring the rations, the grain, etc., which then Swami Ramananda would use to prepare his bhog for the Lord. And Guruji had told that brahmachari that only take alms from the house of a Vaishnav, of a devotee. So as this brahmachari would roam the streets, one shopkeeper who had a grocer's shop would request, please come and take from here, and he would refuse. One day it was raining. He took shelter at his shop. And this shopkeeper found this as an opportunity. One of his customers was very opulent, called Raghu Charan. So this Raghu Charan, very opulent, he never had any children. And he was told by an astrologer that if you offer food to Guru Ramananda, you will be blessed with a child. Guru Ramananda was not prepared to eat anybody's food except that of devotees. So he had given his rations to the shopkeeper that please arrange to give this to Gurudev. He will get my food. Now the opportunity presented himself. The shopkeeper, he gave the rations, the atta, flour, to the brahmachari who took it to his guru. And the guru prepared the food to offer to his Lord. And he came to know that the Lord is not taking it. Something wrong. He said, you have not got this from a devotee. Now the brahmachari opened up. Gurudev said, all right then. For this transgression, you are going to be born next time without all these privileges. So that brahmachari got born in the house of the same Raghu Charan from whose house this food had come. So that was Ravidas. And this Ravidas, his father, when he was growing up, he had a business of leather. Getting leather, tanning it, making shoes, repairing them, and he was very wealthy. So Ravidas, as he grew up, the parents, they realized that he has got no interest in the world. They said one way to do it is to get him married. They got him married. He was a young man. And now he got the keys to his father's treasure chest. So what he would do is that he would use his father's treasures and give them in charity. The parents came to know. The father said, look, if you continue like this, I'm going to throw you out. So they threw Ravidas out of the house. Ravidas said, never mind. Jahi vidhi rakhe Ram, tahi vidhi rahiye. He had a very saintly nature. Whatever position God wants to put me in, I am willing. His wife, he was fortunate enough, had the same mentality. Both of them started residing in a poor little hut, and in the center of Kashi, on the main crossing, he opened his business. He said, the only thing I know is how to stitch shoes. That is what I learned from my father's business. So he was stitching shoes out there. Now slowly, his fame spread far and wide. People recognized that he is a devotee. One Brahman used to go to Mother Ganga every day for worship. And he would come and meet Ravidas and say, "Come along with me." And Ravidas would just brush him aside. Say, "Jo man changa to kathauti mein Ganga." If the mind is clean, then in my little pot, the Ganga resides. So as a cobbler, he used to have that little pot which he would use in stitching the shoes, the water. He said, "The Ganga is right here." So one day, that Brahman priest insisted, "You have to come and worship Mother Ganga with me today." And Ravidas said, "Do one thing." He took 2 bananas, offered these to the Ganga. So the Brahman took the 2 bananas, he reached the Ganga, he did his worship, and he took the 2 bananas. And he found a hand coming, or so he felt, a hand coming from the river and accepting the 2 bananas. What? This has never happened ever before. So much of devotion, the Ganga came itself to receive. He was just thinking about it when the hand came again and gave 1 kangan, 1 bracelet, that give this to Ravidas. So he took that bracelet and he saw, my God, pure gold embedded with diamonds. His mind got polluted. Why give it to Ravidas? Why not keep it myself? He went and showed it to a jeweler. The jeweler said, "Wow, this is amazing." He said, "I wish to sell it." At the same time, the wife of the Nagar Seth, the biggest businessman of Kashi, landed up. She said, "I'll buy this for 1,000 rupees. She purchased it. The Pandit got his 1,000. She took it to the king's palace. The queen saw it. And the queen said, "Sell it to me for 5,000 rupees. She got it for 5,000. The king said, "My God, such a kangan. I need to see a second like this. How do we get the second one?" She asked the wife of the Nagar Seth. The wife of the Nagar Seth asked the jeweler. The jeweler asked the Pandit. So Pandit now was caught. How to produce the second one? Kangans will always come in a set of 2. And he has given 1, it is gone to the queen. Now how to get the second one? So he went to Ravidas. And he said, "Maharaj, I made a mistake. This is how the Ganga offered a kangan to you. And instead of giving it to you, I sold it to the jeweler. But now they need a second one." And Ravidas said, "Really? All right then. Here are 2 more bananas." So he said, "All right, then let me go to the Ganga and get it." Ravidas said, "You don't need to go to the Ganga. I told you, jo man changa, to kathauti mein Ganga. If your mind is pure, you have the Ganga right in the pot." At the same time, they found a hand coming from there and giving this kangan. So now he got his second kangan. He went and gave it. It reached the king. The king, he became a devotee of Ravidas. So Ravidas has been such an astonishing saint. He continued to be a cobbler all his life. And great kings around were his disciples. So one day, the king thought, let me go and meet my guru while he is doing his puja, etc. So Ravidas was sitting there, he was worshipping a shaligram. Now the king arrived there and the king was looking. Ravidas took a little water out of his pot And he said, "O king, this is the pure Ganga water. Jo man changa to kathauti mein Ganga. Here, take Charanamrit." The king did not want to show that he is irreverential, but in his mind he was thinking that this cobbler has given me this water. Nevertheless, he took it, and then instead of drinking it, he put it like this. So the king, he took it and put it here. And then later on, he discovered there's a stain on his kurta. The washerman, he touched that spot to clean and he put it in his mouth. And all of a sudden, he felt like got an electric shock of divine bliss. So he started chanting Ram, 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 Ram. When he came back with the cleaned kurta, the king asked him what's going on. He said, "O king, there was a spot out there and little remaining drops of water, I took it and put it in my mouth, and after that I am not able to stop chanting the name of Ram." The king realized the grace of Ravidas, which was meant for him, had been received by this dhobi. So the statement of Ravidas got proved. Jo man changa to kathauti mein Ganga. That is exactly what Kripaluji Maharaj is saying, that look, in your sadhana, your primary goal, whether you apply lipstick or not doesn't matter. Whether you put hair oil or you put tilak, etc., it doesn't matter. But the most important thing is you must cleanse this mind.